Hey, boys and girls, and welcome to Book 6 of Let's Read Lone Wolf, the start of the Magna series. Man, very excited. I want to see what you guys do with this. If you recall, at the end of the last book, we just recovered the Book of the Magna which will allow us to rebuild the Kai Order. And now we're going to start an epic quest to rebuild our Kai Order. And when I say epic, I mean truly epic. You're going to be going from book to book trying to collect the lore stones, and the entire world is about to erupt in war, and it's not going to make things easy. So, without further ado, why don't we get into this so that we can start teaching you about the changes between the Kai and the Magna series, yes? Alright. You are the Kai Master Lone Wolf, last of the Kai Lords of Summerlund, and sole survivor of a massacre that destroyed your warrior kinsmen during the bitter war with your age-old enemies, the Dark Lords of Helgadad. 3 years have passed since your triumph over the Dark Lord Hakon at the Tomb of the Mahan, and for the northern realm of Summerlund, these have been 3 years of peace and prosperity. Since Hakon's defeat, the power of the Dark Lords has waned. Rumors about a civil war rages in Helgadad, with the lesser Dark Lords fighting for power and dominion over the city. However, there is a widely held belief in Summerlund that your discovery of the lost Summerlunding treasure, the Book of the Magna is the real reason for their power struggle. The Book of the Magna is legendary in Summerlund. With the wisdom of the Magna Sun Eagle, the first Kai Grand Master, instilled the disciplines into the warriors of Summerlund that were to protect your land from devastation at the hands of the Dark Lords. The Book of the Magna was lost hundreds of years ago, but its wisdom was kept alive, handed down through generations of Kai, so that they could share the strength to resist their eternal enemies. When you discovered the Book of the Magna you gave a solemn pledge to restore the Kai to their former glory, and so ensure the security of your land in the years to come. You returned to your homeland, and in the seclusion of your monastery in the hills, set about the study of the Magna disciplines. It was an exacting task, a trial of physical strength and mental fortitude. The seasons came and went, but you were unaware of the passage of time, lost in your quest for the knowledge and the skills of your warrior kin. 3 years of determined study passed, revealing the secrets of 3 of the Magna disciplines. However, the others cannot be learnt by study alone, and in order to fulfill your pledge to restore the Kai, you must complete the quest first made by Sun Eagle over 1,000 years ago. When he had finally completed his quest, he recorded all his experience in the Book of the Magna but the script has faded, and with the passing years, and now few words remain to guide you. Seek and find the lore stone of Veretta, for this alone holds the power and the wisdom are the few words that you can still decipher from the Grand Master's Chronicle. Although the verse is brief, you are not without hope, for you recognize the name Veretta. It is one of the oldest cities in Magnamund, lying in the Stonelands beyond the Macken Gorge, far to the south of Summerlund. You realize that you must set out upon a quest without delay, for the war in Helgadad will not last indefinitely, and the Dark Lords swore long ago to conquer your country and destroy your people. As soon as their civil strife is resolved, the victorious Lords of Evil will turn on Summerlund and summon the creatures of the Dark Realm to thwart your quest. You must therefore act quickly and with secrecy, for your life and the future of Summerlund depends on your success. And so, guided by the words of your ancient mentor, and the shadow of the Dark Lords ever present, you set out on the quest for the lore stone of Veretta, unaware of the wonders and horrors that await you in the Stonelands. Alright folks, so that's the deal. We've learned 3 of the Magna disciplines, and now we must quest for the lore stone. There's actually, I believe, 7 lore stones, not just the 1. But, yeah. We gotta go get them. Alright, a lot of stuff will carry over from the last book, like our combat skill. See, during your training as a Kai Master, you've developed fighting prowess, combat skill, and endurance. I'm not going to go through all the combat rules again. You know them by now. We keep our combat skill. We keep our endurance points. You may also carry any weapons and special items over. Alright. Now here's where things start getting different, folks. And there's a lot of changes that you have to keep in mind. Alright. During your training as a Kai Lord, and in the course of the adventures that led to the discovery of the Book of the Magna Kai, you have mastered all 10 of the basic warrior skills known as the Kai disciplines. After studying the Book of the Magna Kai, you have also reached the rank of Kai Master Superior, which means that you have learnt 3 of the Magna Kai disciplines listed below. It is up to you to choose which 3 skills these are, as all of the Magna Kai disciplines will be of use to you at some point on your adventure. Pick your 3 with care. The correct use of the Magna Kai disciplines at the right time can save your life. The Magna Kai skills are divided into groups, each of which is governed by a separate school of training. These groups are called lore circles. By mastering all of the Magna Kai disciplines in a particular lore circle, you can gain an increase in your combat skill and endurance point score. See the lore circles of the Magna Kai for details. When you have chosen the 3 Magna Kai disciplines, enter them on the chart. Now, basically what they're saying is, if you look down here, and for everyone in the audiobook, I'll explain it. There are 4 lore circles. Circle of Fire, Circle of Light, Circle of Solaris, and Circle of Spirit. They add bonuses to your combat skill and endurance when you have achieved all of the Kai skills in those circles. So now, not only do you have the different Kai skills to choose from, but you also have to add in that choosing certain ones can give you bonuses. And keep in mind that we only have 3 skills, and by now you guys know how important those skills can be, so we really have to choose them with care. So, let me go over the Magna Kai disciplines and show you how they've changed since the Kai disciplines. Weapon Mastery. The Magna Kai discipline enables a Kai Master to become proficient in the use of all types of weapon. When you enter combat with a weapon you have mastered, add 3 points to your combat skill. So 3 points, not 2, but 3. The rank of Kai Master Superior, with which you begin the Magna Kai series, means you are skilled in 3 of the weapons listed below. Wow, okay. So now we're not just skilled in 1 weapon. We're no longer stuck with just a broadsword. We can choose 3 of these weapons. And I will put a survey up for you guys to vote on what 3 weapons you want. Now, you may notice a new weapon here, which is the bow. And being skilled in the bow can be incredibly helpful. What it does, you don't ever use the bow in a combat the way we've done combat before, but you will use it in special circumstances that occur very frequently. Trust me, the bow is not something that you use once in a book and you're done. No, you use it a lot. And what happens is if you're skilled in the bow, instead of adding 3 points to your combat skill, you add 3 points to the number you pick from the random number table. So, it is highly advisable to choose the bow as one of your weapons. But I do leave that up to you guys. So, I'll have that as something you guys can vote on. There's going to be a lot to vote on this week. Alright, the fact that you are skilled in 3 weapons does not mean that you begin the adventure carrying any of them. However, you will have opportunities to acquire weapons during your adventure. For every Lone Wolf book you complete in the Magna Kai series, you may add 1 additional weapon to your list. So meaning every time we go to another book, we can add 1 more weapon. Since we already have a broadsword from our last books that we can take with us, I might suggest voting for that as one of our weapons. But, you know, it's up to you. Hang on. Okay, Animal Control. The Magna Kai discipline enables the Kai Master to communicate with most animals and to determine their purpose and intentions. It also enables a Kai Master to fight from the saddle with great advantage. So, basically not much of a change from the original discipline. You can do more with it, but for the most part, it's like the same one. If you don't have this, you can't really talk to animals, alright? Curing. The possessor of the skill can restore 1 lost endurance point to his total for every numbered section of the book through which he passes, provided he's not involved in combat. This can only be done if his endurance has fallen below the original level. The Magna Kai discipline also enables the Kai Master to cure disease, blindness, and any combat wounds sustained by others, as well as himself. Using the knowledge that mastery of this skill provides will allow the Kai Master to identify the properties of herbs, roots, and potions that may be encountered during the adventure. So really, not a big change from the first discipline, except that you can do more advanced versions for other people. And later on, as you advance in ranks, you'll have added bonuses as well. Invisibility. The Magna Kai skill allows the Kai Master to blend in with his surroundings, even in the most exposed terrain. It will enable him to mask his body heat and scent and adopt the dialect and mannerisms of any town or city he visits. So, a big upgrade from camouflage. We can do a lot more now with invisibility. Hunt Mastery. This skill ensures the Kai Master will never starve in the wild. He is always able to hunt for food, even in areas of wasteland or desert. It also enables the Kai Master to move with great speed and dexterity, and will allow him to ignore any extra loss of combat skill points due to surprise attack or ambush. Now, this is another advantage. Now, not only can we don't have to use meals in wastelands either. Now, I would still assume you have to use meals in certain situations where you can't use this, but a big advantage Hunt Mastery gives you is your reflexes. No one will ever catch you by surprise, and there are times in the books where you're caught by surprise and it hurts your combat skill or whatever penalty. Hunt Mastery helps ensure this will not happen. Pathmanship. In addition to the basic skill of being able to recognize the correct path in unknown territory, the Magna Kai skill of Pathmanship will enable a Kai Master to read foreign languages, decipher symbols, read footprints and tracks, even if they've been disturbed, and detect the presence of most traps. It also grants him the gift of always knowing intuitively what position is north. So again, another big upgrade. We can now read any language and decipher almost any type of tracks. Of course, we know what north is too. Psi Surge. This psychic skill enables the Kai Master to attack an enemy using the force of his mind. It can be used as well as normal combat weapons and adds 4 extra points to your combat skill. This is a powerful discipline, but it is also a costly one. For every round of combat in which you use Psi Surge, you must deduct 2 endurance points. A weaker form of Psi Surge, called Mind Blast, can be used against an enemy without losing any endurance points, but will add only 2 extra points to your combat skill. Psi Surge and Mind Blast cannot be used simultaneously. Psi Surge cannot be used if your endurance falls to 6 points or below, and not all of the creatures encountered in your adventure will be affected by it. If you will be told if the creature is immune. Alright, so another big difference. We get to add double the bonus, but at a hefty cost. You lose 2 endurance points per round that you use this ability in. Now, we can use Mind Blast at any time, because we've learned that skill, but a lot more enemies are going to be immune to it. And a lot of times I even forget to use it, so. Psi Screen. Many of the hostile creatures that inhabit Magnamund have the ability to attack you using their mind force. The Magna Kai discipline of Psi Screen prevents you from losing any endurance points when subjected to this form of attack, and greatly increases your defense against supernatural illusions and hypnosis. The big upgrade here is the ability to protect against illusions and hypnosis, and stronger forms of mind attacks. Here's a completely new skill. Nexus. The mastery of this Magna Kai skill will enable you to withstand extremes of heat and cold without losing endurance points, and to move items by the powers of concentration alone. This is the upgraded version of Mind Over Matter. Not only can you move items with your mind now, but you can withstand extreme temperatures. Divination. This skill may warn the Kai Master of imminent or unseen danger, or enable him to detect an invisible or hidden enemy. It may also reveal the true purpose or intent of a stranger or strange object encountered in your adventure. Divination may enable you to communicate telepathically with another person, and to sense if the creature possesses psychic abilities. Now, this is obviously the upgraded version of Sixth Sense, and it allows you to do a lot more. Alright, so these are the Magna Kai skills. We only get to choose 3. I'm also going to go into what Magna Kai skills are linked with what lore circle. So we can also take that into account when choosing them. Alright, and this is just telling you that when you go on to the next book, you'll be able to add one more Kai skill, just like last time, and by the end of the Magna Kai series, we'll have most of the skills learned. But when you start out, it's the hardest because you have so few. Equipment. Before leaving Summerlund on your quest for the Lore Stone of Veretta, you equip yourself with a map of the Stone Lands and a pouch of gold. Alright, a map of the Stone Lands. Alright. here's a map of the Stonelands. So here's the Mackin Gorge. We're going to be coming from up here, up north over here. And basically there's too much here to go over. But these are the Stonelands. This is where we're going to be taking our adventure, this book. Alright? A pouch of gold. To find out how much gold is in the pouch, random number table, add 10. Total equals your number, blah, 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 blah. You may add this sum to any total. Okay, so let's pick a number. 9 plus 10 is 19. Yeah, I think that'll far surpass what we can carry. So we have 50 gold again. Sure, why not? I don't like being without money. I was gonna say really, but yeah, sure. That's what it says, so that's what we're gonna do. You can take 5 items from the list below, again adding them if necessary to any you possess. However, remember you can only carry 2 weapons and 8 backpack items maximum. Alright, so we have a sword, a potion of Lamsfer, which adds +4. I think we have enough of those, but whatever. Warhammer, bow, quiver, this contains 6 arrows. They'll be ticked off as they use, so you cannot use a bow without arrows. 4 special rations, which are meals, a quarterstaff, padded leather waistcoat we don't need, we already have, and a rope, a dagger, a tinderbox. I can tell you this right now, we don't need a tinderbox. We have the fire sphere from book 3, and an axe. You know what? I'm not gonna bother with this because I can take 5 and I only need like 2 or 3, so there's no point in voting on this. What I'll do is I will take the quiver, I will take probably the rope, and then whatever weapons you guys vote for. Because I have the broadsword, and then whatever weapon you guys vote for that's on this list, I'll take. Actually, probably the bow, because you can only carry 2 weapons. Ooh, that includes the bow. So, but yeah, so there's no point in voting for this. We'll figure that out once we figure out what all our weapons and stuff are. You know how to carry equipment by now. You know how that works. So besides, you guys will have enough to deal with trying to vote what potions what skills to take. So the equipment we don't really need to vote on because we already got more than enough of what we need. You already know the rules of combat. No real changes here. The bow is different, but you'll catch on how that works very quickly. Alright, and this is a guide showing you your levels of Kai mastery as you go up in rank. This time you actually get bonuses to your Kai skills, like say for example when you hit level 6, maybe your hunt mastery gets a new added bonus to it, which is interesting. Alright, here's what we need. In the years before the massacre, the Kai Masters of Summerlund devoted themselves to the study of the Magna Kai. These skills were divided into 4 schools of training called the Lore Circles. By mastering all of the Magna Kai disciplines of a Lore Circle, the Kai Masters developed their fighting prowess, combat skill, and their physical and mental stamina endurance to a level far higher than any mortal warrior could otherwise attain. Listed below are the 4 Lore Circles of the Magna Kai and the skills that must be mastered in order to complete them. The Circle of Fire is Weapon Mastery and Hunt Mastery. The Circle of Light is Animal Control and Curing. The Circle of Solaris is Invisibility, Hunt Mastery, and Pathmanship. The Circle of Spirit is Psi Surge, Psi Screen, Nexus, and Divination. By completing a Lore Circle, you may add to your combat skill and endurance an extra bonus as shown below. The Circle of Fire adds +1 to combat skill and +2 to endurance. Circle of Light adds 0 to combat skill but 3 to endurance. Circle of Solaris adds 1 to combat skill and 3 to endurance. Circle of Spirit adds 3 to combat skill and 3 to endurance. So, here's the bonuses, and here's some hefty choices to make. Obviously you can't master all of them, and there's no way you're going to be able to master even 2 in this first book. You could, for example, choose Weapon Mastery and Hunt Mastery to get the added bonus for the Circle of Fire, or you might think it's more important to get Solaris or Circle of Light. You could master any one of these, but you could also look at it this way and say, hey, you know what, I really think perhaps we'll need Curing in this book, but we also might need Pathmanship too. So why don't we choose Curing, Pathmanship, and say Hunt Mastery, and then next book we'll be able to get maybe 2 or 3. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Debate it in the forums, because this is important. This book is not an easy book, trust me, especially with so few skills. So please choose carefully, because I'm the one that suffers. Alright, I will also in the forum add reiterate what bonuses you get for what lore circles and what you need to complete each lore circle. Alright? Alright. Improve disciplines. This is what I told you about. When you increase in rank, you will also have added bonuses to your disciplines. We don't have any as of yet because we just started. Alright? So that's it for now. I'll read the Magna Chi Wisdom when we get started on the book. So, get to the forum and start debating because we have a week before we start this. Alright, folks? And next week we will start our adventure to collect the Lore Stone of Areta. Alright, take care.